Alrighty, here we go. Finally, I think we're gonna make this happen today. Through all the commotion of removing and I don't know what the hell I'm doing sometimes, I lost one of the dowel pins that guide and sit the starter properly. So I don't have a Harley Davidson anywhere, dealership anywhere near me, so I had to jimmy up had to MacGyver a pin from a hose clamp, a stainless steel hose clamp. I was able to trim it off, round it off as best as possible, and it sits there. It's good enough. It is definitely good enough in order for me to continue and not get stalled. I want to install this starter tonight and just go home and relax. Okie doke. Like with anything that has an O-ring, you need to put a little engine oil around it or lube in order for it to slide properly. Lubrication is the key. Fill in your joke as you desire. Make sure that this little boot is properly wrapped around. Jeez, I just hit the thing. I know. There's a lot of Harley guys that they freak out about their chrome. You're scratching the chrome. Don't scratch the chrome. You better not scratch my chrome. Well, you know what? I am not a professional, so I really don't care. I just want to get this assembled. Let's see if that doll will help me guide this in there. Oh, would you look at that? It fit. Yes. Did the boot move? Did this boot move here? Hope not. Please not. Okay. That feels pretty good. Okie doke. And I didn't scratch up the, I did not scratch up the chrome as bad. No, I didn't. I was careful enough. You need to put a little 243 Loctite on the threads for these bolts. 1/4-inch hex bolts with the plate that helps to hold down one of the exhaust pipes. Since I have fat sausage fingers, finger tighten these. Well, I don't know. That is not as easy. It's not going in as easy as I want it to. Let's see on this side. Did that go in as easy as I want it to go in? Yes, it is going in. It is going in as easy as I want it to. Okay. Alright, so let's jiggle this one back and see why isn't it going in as easy as it should go in as the other one. Let's see. Could it be because of the doll that I made? Oh no, it's going in. It's got a little bit of a resistance. That's good. That's good. That's going in. You see, it's... There you go. Beautiful. That went in good enough. It's this one. That went in. That's going in. Beautiful. Okie doke. It's seated pretty well. And per manual specs, torque specs, 25 to 28 foot-pounds. I'm at 26. That's one. That's two. That fit pretty well. Okay, electrical, another quick connect, and one of the boots here. Let's clean it up. Clean up the boot here. Okay, there is the one for the battery and the one for your tender. Your battery tender. Make sure it goes all the way in. Now, always remember, disconnect the battery. I learned the hard way. And one time I was working on it and I just pulled out the maxi fuse. Boom. Thinking, okay, that's it. We're golden. Shouldn't be able to, nothing should happen. But I happened to touch this with ground and sparks were flying. I learned the hard way that you need to follow instructions. If anyone says disconnect the battery, well, please go ahead and disconnect the battery, because it's always best to be safe than sorry. And I got a pretty good lesson there when that happened. Sorry, I'm covering up. Like I said, I have big sausage fingers. And I'm always amazed. That's not it. It's ½ inch. No, I'm always amazed as. Oh, Jesus. Well, yeah, it is a ½ inch. Oh, it's so tight. Oh, that's what he said. You know, you kind of know it's Chinese when it calls for a ½ inch wrench or socket. And it barely fits because of the chrome. Because of the chrome plate. It just made it ever so slightly thicker than... I can't fit a socket in there. Look at this. It won't... If I force it, it'll go in there, but then it'll get stuck. Let's try 5/8. Is it too big? Yeah, way too big. Or is it metric? Yeah, it turns out to be metric. 13 mil. It turned out to be metric, boys and girls. That's pretty tight. sure to cover. Try to cover as far down as you can. There. That pretty much did it there. I had to remove the breather hose here to this just to be able to get to the, put this back, make sure you don't forget about it. There it is. And voila, starter's back on. As you can see, I'm a total professional. I had to use blue tape in order to jimmy up the cell phone in order for me to get this proper angle. But there it is, new starter. All cables are in order. Let's go around and see if we can. Let's go around and see what kind of a. Ah, jeez. Too much. That's it pretty well. All around. That looks very, very good. Case in point, when you install the inner primary case with the bolts, the gasket kit comes with bolts. And I don't know if I talked about the fact that everyone says, oh, you got to replace the entire bolt. And the only reason you need to, if you needed to replace it, is because it comes, there's a O-ring that's pre-installed and Loctite that's also pre-installed on the tip of the bolts. But you could reuse your old ones. Just buy the new O-rings and put on the proper, even though the manual doesn't tell you what type of Loctite to put on it. Best to be safe than sorry, because you really don't take this off that frequently. So I went ahead and put on the permanent Loctite, the red one, the 262, which I was using from, these were supplied by the SNS oil pump and the SNS cam plate. So this is on, the starter is on, there's no more shmoo or plumber's compound like it was, like the previous one was. So little by little, waiting on the Baker attitude adjuster and putting in. I was maybe not this summer because of the hard starts when it got hot with the grinding. You see this gouge here from the splines of the clutch. It turned out this happened when I hit a huge pothole, and the chain tensioner, the automatic Harley chain tensioner, it just ratcheted up so tight that I was amazed that's the reason I changed the transmission bearing and the racer also. So hopefully this will work. I'm hoping that this and the new starter and the new chain tensioner will eliminate that difficult start, that grinding start when it's hot. Because I was reading on a few forums that it could possibly be the compensator, and I don't want to dish out $500 for a Baker compensator. No, $500 for the Baker compensator plus $200 more for the is it the rotor? Yeah, it's for the rotor there. That has to be changed out. So all in all, it's about $750. I don't want to do that right now. I'm hoping I just get enough. I'm hoping that with the changes and the upgrades, that'll alleviate the fact that it won't start when it gets hot, and the grinding noise when it doesn't quite turn over. You see how it goes. Next step, clutch, compensator, adjuster, primary cover. And then from there, we'll start putting the engine back together. Oh, jeez. I want to get this over and done with. It's all baby steps here. Later. Keep posted.